Hey guys, this is Typhorce Reacts, and I'm back to react to Death Battle, Venom versus Crona. And so Venom's back in a death battle. The last one he was in, it was against Bane, and he won that one. But now he's facing Crona from Soul Eater. Now, Soul Eater, I don't have much knowledge of. I know like the basics of it, like, you know, death scythes and all that. You know, Death is a character, is a wacky character. And I saw like the first 10 episodes of the anime, but I didn't see really beyond that. And yeah, other than, you know, the knowledge of Crona's gender being completely unknown, like there's no answer for it. We just call Crona they and it, or maybe if we prefer a gender, I don't know, we call him that, or we call her that, whatever. I don't really care. But yeah, this it's gonna be interesting. If I had to put money on someone, it'd be Crona, simply because while I don't know much about Soul Eater, my friend Zach knows a lot because he's watched both the anime and and read the manga. So and both of these characters are pretty much way more than what they seem in a base level. So yeah, and like when I watched the preview for Venom, like I'm like, oh wow, Venom's a lot more powerful than I initially thought he was. Yeah, that's even with the knowledge on, you know, the previous death battle. So yeah, but like I said, Zach knows way more about Crona than I do, and he seemed fairly confident that Crona would win the fight handily. I just don't know about his knowledge about Venom. I just don't know how much he knows about Venom to, like, make that assumption. Or make that prediction. But yeah, if I had to place money on anybody, it'd be Crona. I'm just simply going by the knowledge of my friend. But if Venom does win, I'm gonna be happy regardless. I like both of these people. So, though, Crona, I guess, to a lesser extent, because I barely saw Soul Eater, but still, like, yeah, I got nothing else to say, so you know what, I'm just gonna start the video in 3, 2, 1, play.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by AT&T 5G.
I
wanted to give a big shout out to AT&T for helping us grow a huge RTX this year. Without them, the show wouldn't have been possible.
AT&T's 5G network is now available nationwide. Whether you're at home or on the go, you'll enjoy coverage in more places.
Plus, AT&T doesn't make it complicated. 5G access is included in all best consumer unlimited plans at no extra cost.
For more information on AT&T 5G, visit att.com/5G.
Okay, alright, here we go.
It's always nice to have a best friend attached to your hip, like me and my shotgun leg.
But these two take their friends even further than that.
Oh,
Venom,
yeah.
the lethal symbiote and Spider-Man's best frenemy.
And Crona, the
Venom
deadly
has
demon
been
sword from
good
Soul
guy
Eater.
on occasion.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Okay.
At the beginning of time, in the faraway reaches of space, the Clintar rose from a living darkness. One of these amorphous symbiotes was Venom.
Who was a freaking loser? Hey, don't look at me, all the goop aliens were saying it. So they kicked the poor slime ball straight off the planet.
In its exile, the symbiote underwent a number of misadventures which firmly shaped its personality. It bonded to a heroic Kree soldier rescuing refugees, a violent monster who committed genocide, and apparently Deadpool.
He was not okay after that.
Eventually, the symbiote was discovered by Peter Parker, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
It gave him a pretty slick black suit and awesome
It looks really cool.
But after finding out it was a confused
it came at a price.
alien, Pete decided to exercise it with the power of Christian Ruck.
A wise decision, although ill-timed, as this event would cause the symbiote to finally meet its greatest partner, Edward Brock.
Eddie was a journalist with the unluckiest backstory ever.
Oh, yeah,
While trying to
like-
uncover the identity of a serial killer, he blamed the wrong guy.
It's quite the
same
guy.
day he published his article.
Quite the backstory.
Spidey caught the real killer, who lived right next door to the dude Eddie blamed.
Long story short, Eddie was fired from his job, divorced by his wife, and disowned by his father.
Who already blamed Eddie for his wife dying in childbirth.
On top of all of that, Eddie learned he developed adrenal cancer.
Of
With
course.
only a few months left to live.
Let's-
Man, and I thought 2020 was rough.
I
Almost
know.
Don't blame him for becoming a
It's been
supervillain.
really
With
rough.
all hope lost, he begged God to take it all away.
Which means that
and got an
eventually,
answer.
because of the
The
comic book
Just
formula,
like Captain Planet
One-
with their powers combined.
once Eddie Brock's-
these two losers became a super
like,
loser.
backstory
well, no, they
becomes
actually became a horrifying monster with all of
gets
Spider-Man's
retold.
powers and then some.
Their mutual hatred
I
of
can almost
Spider-Man caused the
guarantee you
symbiote
that
to
his
bond
backstory
Eddie
will
like
take place
no
in
host
2020.
ever before. They were perfect, a terror in the night, an unstoppable demon. They were Venom.
It even cured Eddie's cancer.
Sort of, it's complicated.
Apart
Yeah.
from Spider-Man's
Like-
webbing
like it
and
always
web-crawling
is.
powers, Venom can use shape-shifting to mold his body into cool doodads. Swords, shields, tendrils, worm monster things, even wings. Yeah, imagine seeing this guy
Oh,
flying
yeah, that's
outside your
creepy.
window at night. Well, good luck sleeping ever again.
Yeah,
Venom can
thanks. It's how
camouflage his
it's
entire body,
it's
heal severe
Spooktober,
wounds
don't you
like
know?
Impalement and lost limbs, see all around him at once, and psychically project emotions onto others.
Normally, this just makes people feel sorry for themselves, like Wiz on Tinder. But one time he convinced a bunch of other symbiotes that life was meaningless and they killed themselves. Shit, that's dark.
If desperate, the symbiote can even invade the bodies of others and make them burst from inside out.
Gross and awesome. But if he doesn't want to pop them like a fun balloon, he can just take over their body
Yeah, I
like a
think the
creepy
real fight's gonna
puppet
be
master.
between
While
Venom
attached to a victim,
and, well,
Venom
the
can control
symbiote
them by fusing the
and
symbiote to their nervous system.
and whatever
specifically the
Crona's
brainstem
Crona's
and
thing that was
lungs.
bonded to
Fighting off this
the
mind
weapon,
control is
that was bonded to
extremely
him through his
difficult
blood.
unless you have powers that can directly counter it, such as another symbiote.
Oh god, aliens, tentacles, and mind control? Are we sure this episode is rated E for everyone?
Oh,
or do we need
yeah,
to start
yeah.
blurring stuff?
Don't worry, aside from being a horrible mass murderer, Venom's stories are completely wholesome.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Venom proved a dangerous thorn in Spider-Man's side and frequently ruined his life. Even taking a page out of my favorite book, The Most Dangerous Game, and hunting him on a private island.
Yeah, he was the coolest rival ever, but over the years, things kind of calmed down a bit. They even teamed up every so often.
See, even with so much anger, Eddie had a legitimate desire to protect others. As a teenager stealing his dad's car, he accidentally ran over and killed a child. Despite
Oh.
his desire to confess, his father forced him to plead innocent and rigged the jury. The guilt has weighed him down ever since. So while Venom does have a hunger for human brains, he'd rather eat the face off a criminal than an innocent person.
Venom's
Yeah,
as
that's
tough
fair.
as they come. He survived Ghost Rider's penance stare. He's strong enough to toss a tank hundreds of feet up, and fast enough to take down Spidey 2099, who once caught Mjolnir while it was moving 2,000 times the speed of sound.
Although Venom does not possess the spider sense that allows Parker to react in microseconds, he can still keep up with all the usual Spidey gallery. Plus,
Okay.
while symbiotes have a severe weakness to high-pitched sound and
360
heat,
vision.
he's
Okay,
developed
nice.
resistances to them.
Like when he took this giant explosion, or when he survived a sonic scream from some mutant gremlins that shattered all glass within 10 miles.
While he may be tougher to take down than most other symbiotes, Venom never fully overcame his weaknesses. However, his symbiotic genes provide far more help than harm. This
Okay.
includes traits and memories from other hosts, like Scorpion and Flash Thompson.
Wait. Bullets are a genetic trait? How do I pass that down?
Venom would certainly need a lot of firepower to survive an encounter with the symbiote god.
Oh,
Oh.
jeez, here we go.
At first, the Clintar symbiotes were seen as
Symbiote god.
people. But turns out they were actually living weapons forged by the primordial deity Null in an attempt to conquer the universe.
And I bet
Oh.
next up, Marvel decides they're magic maple syrup people from Asgardian IHOP. But okay, cosmic sludge made by alien Satan. Let's go with that.
Okay, let's go.
Despite it all, Eddie and the symbiote have proven they're far more than the dark legacy the Clintar were intended for. They've even gained the respect of the Avengers and eventually considered Spider-Man a friend.
Nice.
Sort of. It's complicated.
Yeah,
Eddie
okay.
really is the best pal Venom could have found. And let's be real, he just looks freaking badass.
He does.
Everywhere, even in
your nightmares. Oh man, that quote was
In
burned
ancient
into my brain
times,
because it was like in a
demonic being known as the
commercial
Kishin
of like a
ravaged
VHS
humanity,
tape I kept
nearly
watching. I
driving
can't
all
remember which one.
mankind into the depths of madness. This monster could only be defeated and sealed away by the god of death.
So, why is the literal god of death so goofy looking?
Yeah.
You ever seen Death Note? Hell, even Thanos' girlfriend is scarier than this clown.
If you are unfamiliar with the world of Soul Eater, prepare yourself. It's different.
weird.
Well,
Yeah,
not
it's
one in the
really
return
weird.
of the apocalypse, Death and his oven mitts founded a school, Death Academy.
Here, warriors called Meisters would train to fight evil using the power of their souls.
They even got neat demon weapons that doubled as people.
Mm-hmm.
Together, they learned courage, chivalry, unbreakable friendship. You know, all that anime crap.
Yeah.
Crona Gorgon was not one of these students.
Buckle up, it's all Gloomsville from here.
Oh,
Deal
yeah.
with it.
I don't think I know how to deal with this situation.
Throughout their childhood, Crona was abused by their
Sex
mother,
and gender are
Medusa,
unknown.
a witch
These are
obsessed
general
with the
neutral terms,
legendary
yep.
Kishin.
You can see where this is going. Anime Uma Thurman was such a fangirl, she figured, hey, why
It's
don't I
funny
make
because
my
Uma
own
Thurman
Kishin?
actually played
So
Medusa
she
in the
used
Percy
her child
Jackson
as a
movie.
guinea pig in a bunch of crazy experiments. You know, it kind of sounds like something you do, Wiz.
Don't be silly, I only use actual guinea pigs. Part of Medusa's great experiment included bonding Crona to a weapon, much like the Meisters of Death Academy. However, joining with Ragnarok was a bit more literal.
Ragnarok used to be your run-of-the-mill transforming weapon person until Medusa melted him alive in black blood.
Black blood being another experiment of hers. Crona's own blood is, in fact, this same black blood, which they can remotely control. It can be used to heal wounds and even harden
You can
it
see
with
why
sort of
why
internal
Carnage was a
Cooking rags and
was a
black
good
blood
was a
turned
good
him into
option.
brand new
Because you
weapon
know
that was
blood.
literally poured into Crona's bloodstream.
From that point on, Crona and Ragnarok were two halves of the same person. The meek and tortured child firmly attached to their loud and brazen weapon.
And Raggy has that black blood control too. They can yank poor Crona around like a puppet. They can use black blood to create wings, thorny vines, all kinds of weapons, and big-ass needles. Ugh, I hate needles. What's up with that mouth when he transforms into a sword? That thing's messed up.
Like the Meisters, Crona can wield their own soul in combat, amplified by Ragnarok as a technique called scream resonance. Think of it like hooking an electric guitar up to an amp, though more akin to a screeching banshee on LSD.
I didn't know you play.
I
Yeah,
don't.
there's Venom's weakness.
It's incredibly powerful, causing internal damage to foes and making Ragnarok vibrate to increase his cutting power. Hey,
Oh.
are you okay?
What?
With this weapon at their side, Crona set out on a quest to become a Kishin, which required quite a lot of homicide.
Ragnarok can absorb the souls of dead people, and supposedly enough souls will turn Crona into the Kishin. So they went around slaughtering hundreds of people.
Despite their name, Death Academy wasn't exactly a fan, particularly their star student, Maka Alburn.
Don't worry, she and Crona ended up becoming good friends. Until they weren't. Sort of. It's complicated.
Yeah.
As a pawn in Medusa's mission, Crona gained several levels of new potential, notably after gaining or absorbing the powers of the monstrous Black Clown, the demon tool Brew, and even Ashura, the original Kishin.
All of which increased Crona's abilities, especially the black blood. Now Crona could turn their entire body into goop, and the slightest touch could inflict madness. That's madness with a capital M, by the way.
This madness is a corruptive effect that causes targeted variants of delusion or obsession, often spread as a
Well, good thing
wavelength.
Venom's
The
already got
wavelength
that.
of Crona's mad blood specifically causes violent psychosis.
Crona may be a pawn, but they're a badass. They can cut through a whole ghost ship, cover the moon with sound waves, open the moon's mouth? What the hell is wrong with that moon?
Crona and Ragnarok have held their own against multiple Death Academy students, including Maka, Death the Kid, and Black Star.
Sometimes all at once.
Kid once flew from Nevada to Egypt in less than a minute.
Oh,
and
boy.
Black Star is even faster. He's dodged lasers and been tracked moving over 20 kilometers in 6 microseconds while approaching Baba Yaga Castle.
And Crona's been able to make enough mad blood to crush a whole goddamn Ukrainian city.
While this city isn't named, we can use a similar metropolitan area
Yikes.
in Ukraine, Kiev, for instance. With this in mind, Crona must have created over 9 trillion tons of black blood, enough to fill over 6 billion Olympic swimming pools.
But Crona's a big leap from invincible. They've had their shit
Yeah.
kicked in plenty of times, and their hardened black blood can only block so much.
Even then, Medusa's plan ultimately succeeded. After years of scheming, Crona absorbed the power of Ashura and became a Kishin.
Well, more like Kishin absorbed Crona, but
Ah.
close enough.
But with the power of friendship, Crona ironically wound up defeating the Kishin once and for all. Despite their life being nothing but destruction, Crona was the one who ultimately saved the world.
Nice.
With an added side effect of a new madness wavelength that made everyone obsessed with boobs. Truly a positive effect on people everywhere.
Okay.
Give up. I'm tired of trying to figure out how to deal with you.
Yeah, I
Alright,
still think
combatants
Crona's
are
gonna
set.
win,
We've run
so...
the data through all possibilities.
But first, instead
Yeah.
of chewing on brains and souls, how about chewing on blue?
This episode
Well,
is
let's
sponsored
see,
by Blue Chew. If
like,
you
one
want
of
to
his
increase your
main
performance,
abilities
confidence,
is
and better,
sound-based.
try
That
BlueChew.com.
freaking...
Blue Chew
That,
brings
that
you
could
the first
eclipse
chew
the
home with
moon, I
same
believe they
FDA-approved
said.
active ingredients as
I think that's
Viagra
more
and
than what
Cialis.
Venom survived
Night
before.
or on a full stomach, try Blue Chew.
Though who
anytime.
knows, and you know,
Blue Chew is
the madness
prescribed
thing ain't
online
gonna
by
work.
licensed
I don't
physicians,
think,
so
at
you
least
don't have to wait
because,
at the
you know,
doctor's office
Venom's
or wait in line at the
basically that in
pharmacy.
a
It's
nutshell.
shipped right to your door.
The symbiote is, at least.
Because they're made in the U.S. and since
So-
Blue Chew prepares and ships direct.
I
they're
think, yeah,
cheaper
but like I
and
said,
more
I think
convenient
it'll
than a
come down
pharmacy.
to,
You can
you
get
know,
it delivered straight to
Venom
your door.
versus
Right now, we've
Ragnarok.
got a special deal for our viewers.
Who knows, like, the
Visit
symbiote versus
BlueChew.com and get
Ragnarok.
your first shipment free when you use
Who
our
knows
special
what that's
promo
gonna
code
do?
Battle. Just pay $5
I,
shipping.
because
Again,
I
that's
certainly don't.
BLUE Chew.
Because Venom's faced off against Carnage before.
to try it
Ragnarok's
for
pretty
free.
similar to that.
Thanks again to Blue Chew for sponsoring
But,
this
yeah.
episode.
Okay.
But
right
right
now,
now,
it's time for a death battle. Okay, here we go. All right, let's see what happens now. Of course, it's in a church.
Hello? I want to be alone.
Hey, pay attention, you turd. Aha, lucky day. 2 brains for the price of 1.
All right.
I don't think I can handle this right now.
Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, shape-shifting is a useful ability. Yeah, Crona's certainly faster.
Your mind is ours. Dinner time.
Yeah, good luck with that. Oh yeah, there's a sound wave. It's really hard to see because it's all like black, but still. Oh well. Maybe that's the point.
He's gone? What is he?
We are the ones hiding under your bed. Teeth ground sharp and eyes glowing red.
Oh wow. That's like a court of Batman court of owls. That had that same vibe as that, you know, quote.
Your blood.
I know. It's black.
Oh boy.
Wake up, stupid!
Yep, wings. Ah boy. Right in front of the moon too. That solar moon. Yeah, I just don't know if Venom has what it takes to take down Crona.
We are the darkness. We are your nightmare. We are
Venom. Oh boy. Oh boy.
I hate you.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yep, there we go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, there we go. That's what I thought.
These symbiotes really need to stop picking fights with pink-haired anime characters. They're f***ing crazy.
I know,
Venom
right?
was certainly a tricky opponent. His shape-shifting camouflage and multitude of weapons kept Crona on guard. Unfortunately, Venom lacked the power needed to keep up a
Yeah, there we go.
fight.
That's what I said.
Crona matching Black Star's speed makes for a pretty clear difference. Crona could reach Mach 9,000, while Venom only topped out around Mach 2,000.
And while Venom has shown incredible physical strength that puts Spider-Man to shame, he could never compete with 9 trillion tons of mad
Yeah.
By the way, that precise control of the black blood totally meant Crona could push out any of Venom's attempt at being a puppeteer.
And Crona's shown even greater feats of strength as well. Assuming all of the Moon's teeth are similar in size and stone, opening this jaw is equivalent to lifting over 10,000 tons.
Of course, the final nail in Eddie's coffin was the fact that half of Crona's arsenal was sound-based. Basically,
Yeah, there
Venom's
we go.
kryptonite.
Somewhat. Recall that Venom did gain a notable resistance to sound attacks, so we needed to determine if Crona's sonic waves were great enough to effectively harm him.
You know those gremlins who shattered every window in 10 miles with a screech attack? The symbiote barely survived it, so that's a good high end to look at.
Okay.
It takes at least 100 decibels to shatter glass normally. To cover that much distance, the combined sonic blast must have equaled about 244 decibels. In contrast, in order to engulf the moon, Crona's sonic waves must have reached over 275 decibels.
And yes, that's considering the weird size and shape of the moon. Ugh, just look at that freaky thing.
It is
Sure,
weird.
275 doesn't seem that much more than 244,
But-
decibels increase on a logarithmic rate.
Yeah.
This means Crona's sound attack was actually over 1,000 times stronger.
Vinny for sure wasn't surviving that.
Eddie and the symbiote held their own with versatility, but Crona and Ragnarok had them beat in destructive power, blistering speed, and an arsenal that could take advantage of Venom's key weakness.
Yeah.
Looks like Venom just got Ragnaroked.
The winner
Okay.
is Crona.
Yep, as expected.
Thanks
Yeah.
for watching this episode
Zach
of
was
Death Battle.
completely
Come
right.
back next week to see previews of our upcoming
Alright,
matchups.
let's,
If you want to watch
okay,
more
let's
stuff,
see what's
you can
next.
click
I wanna
the
know
boxes
what's
right
next.
around here.
I don't
And
know
you can
this at
always
all.
pick up some JV merch at store.roosterteeth.com.
Alright, next time.
Attention, blue team! This is the red team!
What?
We are here to destroy you!
I got a tank. People with tanks
Red
are
versus
never
blue?
outnumbered.
Oh, who would really... Huh. Don't care about red versus blue, but at the same time, it's not the... But at the same time... Yeah, I stopped caring about red versus blue a while ago, but still, it's pretty neat. Don't see how red team's gonna win against blue team, though, considering, you know, Church is Epsilon and Caboose is Caboose. And not to mention Sheila. You know, their tank. So if I had to put my money on anybody, it'd be blue team. But yeah, this battle win is about as, you know, that's kind of what I expected. So yeah. Alright. Yeah, I got nothing else to say to that. So yeah, stay tuned for later on today when I react to the second to last episode of the original series of Naruto. So yeah, I got nothing else to say. So yeah, till next time, guys. See ya.